There he is. Right table to the right. Wave your hand, JT. Everybody can see it. JT Johnson is a native of Albany, Georgia, and joined the civil rights movement in 1963 when he began working in Southwest Georgia with Martin Luther King Jr. and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, a gifted local and regional athlete who in the segregated South had not been allowed to compete for athletic scholarships at white universities. JT attended Albany State College, but soon left Georgia for New York and later northern New Jersey. Returning to his hometown at the height of the Albany movement, he witnessed firsthand the power of nonviolent direct action and understood the great potential of the civil rights movement and his strategies for social change. After Albany, JT continued his work with the SCLC in St. Augustine, Florida, where he integrated the pool at Monsoon's Motor Lodge, into which acid was poured as soon as he dove in. The film footage of the acid pouring after JT's pool jump generated both national and international media attention, so that within weeks of the St. Augustine movement, the 1964 Civil Rights Bill was passed. As project director for SCLC, JT continued to work with Jose Williams, Andrew Young, C.T. Vivian, and Martin Luther King Jr. in all of the major movements throughout the South. After mobilizing volunteers for the Selma to Montgomery March, he helped to strategize for the Mississippi March Against Fear, conducted the field organization for the local movement in Grenada, Mississippi, for the open housing movements in both Louisville, Kentucky, and Chicago, Illinois. In January of 1968, JT was also part of the national staff sent to Washington, D.C. to prepare for the Poor People's Campaign. After Dr. King's assassination 3 months later, JT became the field staff representative to SCLC's executive staff and later served as executive assistant to SCLC President Ralph David Abernathy, with whom he traveled for 7 years. Having been mentored by Andrew Young, Hosea Williams, C.T. Vivian, Wyatt T. Walker, Martin Luther King Jr., and others, JT Johnson has amassed a wealth of experience in community organization and development, and has remained committed to coalition building and the principles of nonviolent direct action. A frequent speaker for Black history and civil rights programs, he has conducted radio and television interviews on nonviolence, community organizations, and Dr. King's beloved community throughout the country. Presently, JT is CEO of Coach Consulting, Inc., founder and board chairman of Take Two America Foundation, Inc., where in both organizations he works with youth development and mentoring throughout Atlanta and the state of Georgia. Now, earlier today, we presented a mural, which is to the right of me here, to the Edwards family. It's a replica of the F.W. Woolworth sit-in and other various civil rights activities from right here in St. Augustine. I would like to present Mr. J.T. Johnson on behalf of Wells Fargo, that same mural, as a symbol of our appreciation and recognition of his efforts in the movement. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome to the podium Mr. J.T. Johnson.
Hear, hear.
Thank you very much. My introduction is actually better than my speech. But you know, I made a commitment when I couldn't go to Georgia Tech or the University of Georgia that I was going to make